Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse today, Monday, June 16th. And we're here for day 24 of U.S. versus Sean Combs. And we're going in. Today there should be, either today or tomorrow, I'm hoping today, Brandon Paul. He was described as the drug mule of Combs. And I think he's given that he actually faced some prosecutorial fire, he may be in a better position. Last week on Friday, Jonathan Perez describing his day-to-day work setting up King's Nights for Sean Combs and guests, and then being grilled about who leaked one of the videos that he found on an iPad. It was very reminiscent of Capricorn Clark getting grilled on Broadway. Anyway, we're down to the wire here. We're down to at least of the government's case. The big fight that we're heading in it right now for is about Juror 6. It's funny. The fight is over, it would seem. On Friday, Judge Subramanian said he's out. Juror 6 had said he lived in the Bronx. Then he said he visits his girlfriend / mother of his child in New Jersey. Then supposedly, after all that, after he was on the jury, he somehow got into a discussion with court staff and talked about Jersey. That's the best we can make out from what's said in open court. And that's what we report on, what's said in open court, including what's shown on the screens. And Subramanian said, that's it. It seems clear that this guy was trying desperately to get onto the jury, so he's got to be off. But then Agnifilo made a passionate plea, talking about the right to a jury of one's peers, and it's constitutional, apparently appellate issues. Xavier Donaldson said, in this district, there's so many problems with the racial composition of juries. You've done a great job, Judge, but this is key. And then Brian Steele said the government knew all along that Juror 6 was a problem, but didn't say anything until they thought that he was pro-Diddy. So, Judge Subramanian then said, I want to thank Mr. Agnifilo and Mr. Donaldson for their arguments, and if my thinking changes, I'll let you know. Well, there's certainly nothing in the docket, but in this case, who knows? Despite our filing in week 1, many things are not being docketed. The only thing docketed over the weekend, to my knowledge, was Alexander Shapiro, essentially the appellate lawyer of Combs, making an argument about Juror 6, with many redactions, but at least it went into the docket. Again, that's the thing here. They seem to believe that if anything could be redacted, you can just withhold the whole thing until weeks later. And it's making it very difficult to report on the case. And it's making it very dangerous, too, because you don't know what's been admitted and what's not been admitted. You don't know, what arguments are being made in these non-docketed filings. So we're just going to continue blasting away. What can I say? Now, also, in EDNY today, I think we can say this. It hasn't happened yet. Noon, there's supposed to be a press conference about a gang takedown. Not that new anymore, Nocella will be having a press conference on the record. And in UN/SDNY news, there was a filing on Friday in the UNRWA case in which the plaintiffs have doubled down on their argument that UNRWA is not immune, that UNRWA is not a creation, can avail itself of the UN's otherwise applicable. They assume immunity. We actually don't think that the UN as a whole should be immune. I think that they've abused it in such things as the Haiti cholera case, where they argued in courts they can't be sued despite bringing cholera that killed 10,000 people in Haiti. And of course on the First Amendment, that they can ban any journalist they want for any reason they want and not even have to answer letters from law firms pro bono such as Quinn Emanuel. So we're going to continue to push as the UN, but right now we're going in because que pasa with Juror 6. To be continued, Inner City Press.